So, what is the topic of this particular ASMR ramble? Honestly, I've not got a clue, but I'm glad to just sit down and hit the record button because, as you may or may not know, I still struggle to get in front of the camera. I still engage in various avoidance behaviours. I was outside just now cleaning my car, and I said to myself, I really need to get into the studio and make a video. Or do I need to, or do I want to? I should. Want or need, I don't know. I still haven't figured it out yet. But I then went to do some more work, which I didn't have to do, and I thought, you're avoiding it, aren't you? You're avoiding it. Probably because of I still have like a lack of confidence and stuff sometimes, and then I have bursts of confidence. I think it's like all or nothing, isn't it? I wonder if any of you feel the same way. But I'm here now. I've already started this video about 4 times. Maybe this is the one that will get published. We'll see. So what am I going to talk about? Well, I'm just going to ramble for a wee while about whatever comes to mind. Maybe I'll let you know what I've been up to, whether you're interested or not. As usual with ASMR, you can consider it background noise. It doesn't have to be anything particularly interesting anyway, I'm sure. It could just be a lot of complete and utter pish. But if we can make a 20-minute video out of it and it helps you just stay distracted, maybe chill you out, well, job done. So, what did I do? I've spent a bit of time recently on Facebook Marketplace, which is, I have to say, a bit of a nightmare. Some of you probably already know that. It's full of people who say they're going to come and buy your whatever item or whatever, and then they never get back to you, or they lowball you, that type of thing. And I sold an old car on it recently though, so that was good. And just the other day I bought some white wall tyres for my big old car, because the white wall tyres on it right now, treads are starting to get pretty low, so it was time. Unfortunately, they were a tiny bit narrower, and I didn't realise they were also a tiny bit smaller overall. So they're like half a centimetre smaller, but it's fine. They still look cool, and the white walls. I bought them, and then I thought, what have I done? These look like garbage. One of the tyres looked really good, the rest of them were like brown and stained, and I thought, no, it's okay. I'm going to figure out how to clean these white walls. So I went online and I've discovered that if you mix vinegar with baking soda and just scrub the shit out of them, it works, and it did. And they came up really well. So I got those put on the car yesterday. Unfortunately, when it was on the hoist, I noticed a nasty rust hole in my frame, in the chassis of the car, and my heart just sank. I thought, oh no. The guy who was doing the tyres was like, oh, it's in great shape, oh, it's a good old car. And then I spotted this one wee bit, and I thought, okay, but what about that? And I put my hole through it, and I put a hole right through the frame. Anyway, he said he could weld it, and then I took it to another mechanic who recommended another guy who could weld them really good. So I went and saw him today. Before I did that, I I basically hammered the shit out of it, vacuumed up all the little pieces of rusty metal, and used a wire wheel, brass wheel to like scrape on my drill to like figure out where the good metal began and the bad metal the good metal ended and the bad metal began. And there's a decent chunk about that size underneath the frame. But it looks like it's going to be fixable, so I've got it booked in to get that done, and hopefully it'll keep the old girl going for a few more years. So that was, I feel a wee bit better after that. But at first I was like, oh no, don't tell me. Such a beautiful car, and I'm gonna have to dump it for this one potentially catastrophic problem. But I think it's going to be okay. So that's what I've been up to. Also, you've probably noticed I am red. It has been so sunny and warm the last sort of 10 days, off and on, here in Nova Scotia. And on Sunday, I did some volunteer work. Actually, I've been doing a bit of volunteer work at the local canoe club. A couple of weeks ago, we were fixing up all the docks that, that they go in to float, where all the kids get in the boats. And this weekend, we put the docks in the water. We had to get a crane, and then we had to like float them over, and then connect them all up with like bolts and stuff. And it took a few hours, but man, I got some sunshine, and now I'm sort of paying for it. I don't know if it's that bad, but I'll have to start wearing sun cream, I think, from here on, because it is cooking for me. Anyways, 23 degrees out there now in my backyard, so I can't complain about that. Yeah, so am I going to run out of things to tell you because my life is so boring? So yeah, another thing I did yesterday was I put my summer wheels on my other car, my regular car. It's funny, I say it's my regular car, but I drive the big car more often, so it's really my regular car. The classic car is my regular car, and my regular car is like my when it's raining car. I suppose like most people who have a classic car around here or anywhere tend to drive them at weekends and sunny days. I drive mine all the time. I probably shouldn't, but I do. I just feel like life's short, Am I going to be here next week? Am I going to be here next year? So I'm just going to drive the fucking thing. Obviously, I need to put a certain amount of limitation on that, because I shouldn't be driving it in winter. And I have driven it in winter a few times, but only when it's rained quite a bit and washed some of the salt away. At least I think it has. And I undercoat it, so I'm almost definitely partially responsible for that rust hole. But I've only had the car for 2 years, so I suspect it was there before. But hey, it is what it is. We'll get it fixed. So this summer, I'm not going away. I don't know about you, if you've got any holidays. I know that one of my patrons right now is in Japan. That's a shout out to Mitch. I don't know if you're back now or if you're coming back soon. Mitch has been showing a lot of the photographs of his trip on Patreon for me to see. Yeah, on Discord, I should say. And it looks amazing. So, yeah. We're going to have like a kind of staycation this year. We really want to have go and see whale watching up at Digby, down to Briar Island, I think it's called, which is kind of like northwest part of of Nova Scotia. And then you've got we've got the air show, which I am so excited about, in Greenwood in August, late August. Looks like a big one this year because it's the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. So the British Red Arrows are coming over. We've got the Canadian Snowbirds. They've got a USAF F-16 demo. We've got the CF-18 demo. Apparently there's also going to be a couple of Stratotankers and a C-17 as well. So that's pretty decent for an air show in this part of the world. For those of you who don't know about air shows, that's a pretty decent lineup. In addition to all the other stuff, there'll be helicopters and biplanes and stuff like that. So, but rather than just go up, watch it and come home, we're thinking about kind of going up and staying for like 3 days in the valley, in the Annapolis Valley, which is where Greenwood is. And if you haven't been to Nova Scotia, the Annapolis Valley is just gorgeous. It's apples and blueberries and quaint little towns with that lovely kind of old school architecture, and yeah, it's Kentville, Wolfville, Acadian cultural stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm gonna check that out. We already did one trip up to see the eclipse in Moncton, in New Brunswick, just past Moncton. And we're thinking about going to Moncton again to go to a place called Magic Mountain, which is kind of a water park and zoo and stuff like that. So good for the kids, right? I haven't been to Cape Breton since I first visited Nova Scotia in 2006. I haven't once been there since I've lived here. So maybe we'll have to take a wee trip up there too, see if it's any good. Well, I know it's good, it's a lovely place. Yeah, I'm still hoping in the next year or two to do a proper road trip into the States, at least to Boston, New York. So I would love to take my big car down there, do a proper road trip. So if anybody's down that way who fancies meeting up for a pint or whatever, then let us know, because that would be awesome. Last time I was in New York, I met two viewers, two ASMR fans, and it was a great night. So yeah, I would like to do more of that and go back and see them too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just go and enjoy the rest of the sunny day today, probably in the shade though. I hope you're all doing really, really well, and life is being kind to you. And yeah, now that I've made this video, I can already feel my confidence levels going up a wee bit. I'd like to do another police chase video. I actually looked at a couple before I did this, and I've got to kind of watch them first and then come up with a silly like narration for them. So I might do that. We'll see. Oh, the other thing I'm doing right now is I am binge watching the hell out of Dexter, which I haven't seen before, and what a show it is. Just, I'm already at the beginning of season 6, and it is just phenomenal. I had no idea it was that good. So yeah, I'm very much hooked on that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go now. I hope that the last 15 minutes have been, if you're still here, are interesting, distracting, whatever it is you want to get out of an ASMR video. And if you made it to the end, please put a little apple emoji in your comment, okay? So I know who made it to the end and who skived off. Okay. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll be back soon with more content. What kind of content? Who knows? See ya.